My friend, killing won't make you have peace.
Peace was never an option.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow Brotherhood, Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we're continuing this long marathon.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yep.
But we're now talking about
a good X-Men Origins movie.
Yeah, and quite possibly one of the films in contention of being one of the best X-Men movies, period.
Yeah.
Yep, but when I get into the overview, X-Men First Class is a 2011 superhero film based on the X-Men characters appearing in Marvel Comics. It is the fourth mainline installment in the X-Men film series and the fifth installment overall. The film was produced by 20th Century Fox, Marvel Entertainment, The Donner's Company, Bad Hat Harry Productions, Dune Entertainment, and Ingenious Film Partners, and distributed by 20th Century Fox. The film was directed by Matthew Vaughn and written by Ashley Edward Miller, Zach Stens, Jane Goldman, and Matthew Vaughn, based on a story by Sheldon Turner and Bryan Singer. The film stars James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Rose Byrne, Jennifer Lawrence, January Jones, and Kevin Bacon. And the synopsis. In the early 1960s, during the height of the Cold War, a mutant named Charles Xavier meets a fellow mutant named Eric Lesher. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, Charles grew up with a wealthy family while Eric lost his parents in Auschwitz. The two became close friends. As the world teeters close to a nuclear war, Charles and Eric, with other mutants, join forces to save humanity. However, a situation soon tears the friends apart.
This was an awesome
story. Fantastic. And to think, they only had 10 months to make this film. 10 months. Usually a film needs about 1.5 to 2 years to get done. They did this in less than a year.
Yeah.
Matthew Vaughn did fantastic with this. Is there any way they can bring him back for more stuff in the future? Yeah. You know, does Feige have a rapport with him?
No.
We need to make sure on this. But truly fantastic, and this film felt like it was made in the 60s. You know, not just based off of, you know, the cars and whatnot, or what people are dressing, which is a major part. Its whole feel felt like it was inspired by the films that were made during that time. We'll get a bit more into that, but I at least wanted to acknowledge that.
Let's get into the cast.
Okay. Well, why don't we start it with the man himself, the man who would become the Professor. Charles Xavier, played by James McAvoy.
Yeah.
McAvoy did fantastic.
Yeah.
And the fact that he had to play Xavier much different than what we usually think of him.
Yeah.
Essentially, Xavier is young playboy.
Yeah.
Who is young, wild, and free.
Yeah.
God knows, good Lord, during the 60s, young, wild, and free. That's a whole nother level of young, wild, and free.
Yeah.
But you still felt like there is definitely... You definitely saw and felt what Xavier would end up becoming once he matures into what Patrick Stewart later portrayed.
Yeah.
And I actually like that whole evolution of Xavier because it shows that, to get where you need growth. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have your ups and downs, and best believe we find out about the downs in the next film.
Yeah.
But McAvoy truly did great. I mean, your thoughts?
He did great as the playboy, hitting on any female who has legs, except for his adopted sister.
Yeah.
Which he feels spiteful about at the beginning.
Why? I mean, I thought they had already come to that agreement that they wouldn't try to do that.
I think he came to the agreement, not her.
Well, yeah, I mean, you both have known each other since you were young kids, and you kind of already established that whole brother-sister type of feeling for one another. So, I don't get why she felt jealous.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But then again, she also has to deal with her conflicting emotions with the other major guy.
Yeah. Of course, McAvoy does a good Xavier. He was so excited that he got to play Patrick Stewart that he actually shaved his head, which he had to go put a bald cap for the rest of, put some hair, a wig for the rest of the hair extensions.
Or at least one portion of the film.
Yeah.
Some of it was still his actual hair, while other parts were him with a wig. Someone should have stopped him.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna have bald Stewart. We weren't gonna have bald Xavier yet.
Yeah. Even though they make lots of references to that in the movie.
Yeah.
But especially when he first uses Cerebro. Are you sure we don't want shave your head? Don't touch my hair.
Let's hope that I don't go bald.
Yeah, and then he also had good chemistry with the next guy, who relates his origin story.
Yes. Eric Lesher, played by Michael Fassbender.
Mm-hmm.
Masterclass.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender was fantastic in this.
Yeah.
For real, while I do love the fact that this was a good story that kind of told the origins of the X-Men in its own unique way, this was mainly a good Magneto origin story.
Yeah.
For it, really, if they wanted to, this whole film could have just been him on his mission.
Yeah, just to kill Sebastian Shaw.
Well, not just him, just every major person that was a part of the Third Reich.
Yeah.
That was involved in the concentration camp and the killing of his parents.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And another thing that I have to point out with Matthew Vaughn was his direction for Fassbender.
Yeah.
Because he, with it being in the 1960s, he decided to use some inspiration from one of the best franchises that came out of that era, and one that we have talked extensively about, the James Bond franchise. And he used that to kind of help inspire the characterization and look for Fassbender's version of Eric. You know, his suits, his demeanor, his actions, his motivations all felt akin to what Sean Connery portrayed during that time, and Fassbender himself gained inspiration from Connery's performances in Dr. No, Goldfinger, and Thunderball for that. You, for real, there were moments where Eric practically was Bond.
Yeah.
In just the way that he was taking a sense of glee, but also a sense of anger in getting the vengeance on those that have wronged him. And, of course, wronged his family. I mean...
We go back to the concentration camp scene again.
Yeah.
Only with a much more extended version of it.
Yeah, and we also see that Sebastian Shaw was also watching.
Yeah.
You know, when Eric unlocked his powers. And there are definitely some moments with just him talking to certain characters that do feel kind of Bond-esque.
Yeah.
Whether it was him talking to the guy that was the head of the bank and him using his metal fillings to torture him to get the information, and just the way he just walked out and essentially told him, what are you going to try to notify the authorities or anything? Really? I could come back and kill you anytime. I'm just choosing not to right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, you did great.
And I also have to give Fassbender a lot of credit as well, that to kind of also portray the feeling of pain.
Yeah.
He actually did look into, you know, interviews of survivors
Yeah.
of the Holocaust. And, you know, watching them tell their experiences, everything they went through, everything they saw, he brought that into his performance.
Yeah.
And I think that added even more layers to his character. And kind of shows that he was so in deep in his pain that he didn't really want to see it happen again to a whole nother group of people.
Yeah.
That's why he eventually ends up becoming what he becomes. And it's a very sad thing to see.
Yeah.
But it's an understandable thing.
X-Men: The Smallville edition.
Yeah. And
With the chemistry with McAvoy was great.
Yes.
Meeting each other for the first time, even though it was a very short time that they'd known each other, they became fast friends.
Yeah, because I mean, you're both practically Omega level mutants, and you both have unique ideas on what you want to do to help further, you know, the lives of mutants and society. You know, especially since the fact that yeah, some people are starting to find out that mutants are a thing.
Yeah.
And, of course, with this being the 60s, and, of course, one of the other major things that were going on during this time, the Civil Rights Movement, they're fighting for those rights as well for mutants.
Yeah. Of course, he gets to put on the iconic helmet and wears briefly the suit.
Yes, which I do love the fact that he did get to wear the suit, but did it seem a bit brighter than what it was supposed to be?
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be maroon and purple. That thing was almost teetering to pink.
Yeah. Of course, we need to talk about the helmet that he got from the guy he tried to kill.
I guess we talk about the main villain now. Sebastian Shaw, played by Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I could see Kevin Bacon play a villain, and a villain that is just so charismatic, but yet he's just so nasty.
Yeah. He killed Eric's mom, tortured Eric for at least a year.
Yeah, they practically they did the they did similar experience on what the actual German soldiers actually did to people during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, yeah, he went through some stuff akin to what Wolverine went through.
Yeah.
Except Wolverine's was worse.
Yeah. Of course, he also was a hypocrite, telling Emma not to hurt other mutants while he goes out and kills another mutant.
And not just a mutant, like a few.
Yeah.
What is your end game here, sir? What is your end game here?
Yeah.
Because your whole motivation is to help start the uprising of mutants. I don't know how necessarily causing, a whole nuclear war to do that. I guess that's akin to the James Bond villain part, which I'll get into in a minute. But at the same time, while you're trying to do this for the betterment of a world for mutants, you still don't mind causing mutant casualties.
Yeah, hypocrite.
Well, I mean, this man has lived for how long? He's worked under how many different nefarious or morally gray governments and organizations that, of course, he's going to be talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Yeah. Of course, in the MCU, he's a variant of Kevin Bacon.
Yes, which
we talked about in the holiday special.
Yeah, so in the multiverse, there is just Kevin Bacon, and then Kevin Bacon was also Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I want a greater explanation of these things. Yeah. I would even love to know what Kevin Bacon himself would think of this.
Yeah.
But also with what I kind of touched on, of him being very Bond villain-esque, he was also the other major actor that gained inspiration from the James Bond franchise. And Bacon himself got, his motivations, his actions based off of Donald Pleasance's performance as Ernst Stavro Blofeld from You Only Live Twice. And interestingly enough, Julian Glover as Aristal Christatos from For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
Interesting way to go about it, but I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Because, Glover's character was using his influence as being a war hero to do, his underground nefarious things, which kind of is what Sebastian Shaw is doing. And just the cold, callous nature on which he treats people or sees people's lives is very Donald Pleasance. I can definitely see, him holding Eric's mother at gunpoint very similar to how Pleasance was holding Bond at gunpoint.
Yeah.
You only live twice, Mr. Bond.
Yeah. Of course, he gets what's coming to him. Of course, then also, he also got discovered by a secret agent.
Yes. I guess.
Yeah.
Moira McTaggart, played by Rose Byrne.
Yeah. Who's not British in this one.
Or Scottish.
And Rose Byrne says she could have done a Scottish accent.
McTaggart's Scottish. They could have done the thing. No. You don't do the thing.
She's the one who gets Xavier and Mystique into the plot. So they can run into Magneto.
Yeah. And she is also the one that is essentially using government funding to help them in starting to create the team that will become the X-Men. Or initially find the members that could potentially become the X-Men.
Yeah. Always found Rose Byrne hot, especially with the lingerie scene at the beginning of the movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Of course, her husband's in the MCU, the Ant-Man universe.
Yes.
Bobby
Yes.
Carnival. Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah.
Be interesting to ever see them run into each other in any of these films.
Yep. But her thing is to get Xavier Mystique involved in, also be a satellite love interest, which there's more of in the lead scenes. There's more to the relationship in the lead scenes.
Yeah. Which I also think that...
And to have her get the Lois moment from Superman 2. The theatrical version.
Oh.
The kiss of amnesia.
Why? You didn't even bring Moira... You didn't even bring her back for any other films.
Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting about that.
Mm-hmm.
See, Matthew Vaughn said that really Apocalypse should have been the second film after this, and then it should have been Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
I think things would have gotten a lot...
Things made a little bit more sense.
Yes, and it would have been a bit better.
Yeah.
If Apocalypse had been the second one instead of being the third.
Yeah.
Because then it makes that film and Dark Phoenix redundant.
Yeah.
Because we already had the big, catastrophic, oh dear God, we need to stop this or we're all going to die moment.
Yeah.
You already had Infinity War and Endgame, and yet you're trying to do Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
That's essentially akin to what they did with that. I don't get it. But I do think Rose Byrne did do a good job as Moira.
Yeah. She doesn't have much to do though. Yeah,
unfortunately. I mean, this is the Charles and Eric and Raven show.
Yeah. Speaking of Raven
aka Mystique, played by Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
And this is Jennifer Lawrence when she actually cared about the role.
Yeah.
As we would end up seeing after this and Days of Future Past,
Yeah.
she was over it.
Yeah. Fame got to her head. She didn't care anymore.
Oh yeah. Just because you're Katniss Everdeen, you're just gonna throw this character to the side? Really?
Yeah.
Really? And look how well things have been going since.
And she was also the first superhero ever. You forgot that interview for Viola Davis.
God.
So this is where she became the first superhero ever, the female superhero ever.
The fact that she disrespected so many actresses that came before her to pave the road that she is just strolling down. So many great actresses. Yeah, not just superheroes. She was essentially trying to say she was the first female action star.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Sigourney Weaver would like to have a word with you.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie would like to have a word with you.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Linda,
pretty much every
Linda
interpretation of Sarah Connor would like to have a word with you.
Linda Hamilton.
Yes. Mainly Linda Hamilton would like to have a word with you.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You did good. You did good. I mean, Hunger Games is good. You as Mystique, fantastic. But no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You. Why?
But before all fame went to her head, she did start out as Mystique, who had a crush on her adopted brother Charles, and was like in sort of a love triangle between Beast and Magneto.
Yes. God, was she the MacGuffin or no? She wasn't the MacGuffin, but she was the linchpin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the linchpin.
Yeah.
That yeah, her involvement was truly. Yeah, it a lot of things fringed on her involvement.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. Which comes into play in the next movie.
Yeah. As everything that happens in this film truly motivates her. Plus everything she finds out in between the films and during the film that influence her into doing... essentially going a step further than what even Eric would do.
Yeah. And in the end, she abandons her own adopted brother because she got seduced by Eric's way of thinking.
Yeah, which it was definitely played upon that despite Charles saying he would never go into Raven's head, he was still mentally motivating, persuading, and manipulating her, just like how Eric was, but he was doing it in a much more... he was doing it much more in a cultish, kind of charismatic way.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate that, yeah, that's why she's so torn about these things.
Yeah.
And it is kind of sad on how it causes a major fracture.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, Charles welcomed her into his home when they were both young children.
Mm-hmm.
He treated her like family.
Mm-hmm.
Loved her like family. And she did so the same way, but at the same time, her not feeling comfortable in herself also made her very prone to be, manipulated by someone like Eric, who is the much more radical one, the one that essentially is, humanity must pay.
Yeah. Yep. But she has a quick character arc in this movie, which
I wouldn't necessarily say quick, but it was definitely a very important one.
Yeah.
Just as important as Charles and Eric.
Well, let's get into the other supporting casts who don't really do much. Except for probably Emma Frost.
Oh, what? Do we go into the Hellfire Club or do we go into the
other X-Men?
Okay. Well, you always need to have the smart guy on the team.
Yeah.
Dr. Hank McCoy, a.k.a. Beast, played by Nicholas Hoult.
And we get to talk about him more next year when we get to discuss the Nosferatu remake.
And Superman.
Yeah.
I swear, there's a number of actors we're going to be talking a lot about over these next few months.
But he does good playing timid Hank.
Yeah.
Who has a crush on Raven when he first meets her.
And there are definitely some moments where you can tell that there is some parts of him kind of channeling Kelsey Grammer, but not too much.
Yeah.
He's playing much more of the guy that would end up becoming what Kelsey Grammer is.
Yeah. And he ends up turning blue. Just like in the comics where he tried to use a serum.
Yeah, to try to
hide his
crazy
feet.
Yeah, I mean, in the comics it was big feet, big fists, but here it's monkey feet.
Yeah.
So he's trying to fix that, but oh no, monkey's paw.
Yep. And he gets
you did fix it, but how much did you really fix it?
Of course. He sort of has a rival for Eric midway through the movie.
Well, yeah, you can definitely tell there's some tension there because...
Yeah, where he essentially strangles Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, good boy. Don't you mock me. Foreshadowing the next movie.
Oh, yeah, because things... Oh.
Yeah.
He got his lick back, but at what cost?
Yep. And he mainly gets bullied from the other pre-X-Men, except for Mystique, who also has a crush on him.
Yeah. And he did fumble the bag with Mystique this time around.
Yeah, which you could tell in the road cut that he does regret saying.
Yeah, because I think you're one of the leading causes that ended up causing her to go to Eric's side and essentially in the future doom everyone.
Including himself.
Yeah. You fumbled the bag, Hank. You fumbled the bag.
Yeah, of course, he'll not big fan of the blue fur in the movie.
You all did it so perfect with Kelsey Grammer. I understand. Only 10 months to make a film.
Yeah.
I get it. But did you really have to make him look more like a wolf or cat? You could have still kind of had him look like what Kelsey Grammer was.
Yeah.
Which was perfect.
Yeah.
But no. Now he's some weird wolf cat man.
Yeah. But he gets better.
Yeah.
In the later movies, we're only talking about one of them.
Two of them.
Well, Days of Future Past, and then not the Apocalypse or
well, this one and
Days.
That's what I mean.
Yep. Well, let's talk about the other X-Men who bullied him, sort of.
Alex Summers, a.k.a. Havoc, played by Lucas Till.
The MacGyver. Of course, he Yeah, this is the most Alex ever does in this movie, just like his brother in the previous original trilogy.
What was with them just utterly disrespecting the Summers brothers?
Yeah.
What was with them just doing this?
Yeah.
You don't even have Wolverine as a major fixture in this one, and yet somehow, some way, a Summers still gets disrespected.
Yeah.
They why do y'all have to do my boys like this?
Yep.
They both Omega level mutants, man.
Yep. Yep, he gets introduced from in jail because he wants to stay in confinement.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Of course, Xavier teaches him how to use his powers right.
Yeah, without potentially killing people or causing too much of collateral damage.
And they switched ages. They made Scott the younger one and Alex the older one.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, see, that causes even more issues with continuity.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, could they have had Cyclops?
I don't know.
Could they?
But then that would still mess up that last stand continuity from the 80s. Which they are also doing Apocalypse.
Which still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because what is the time period in Origins where Wolverine gets his claws?
The 70s.
Why is Scott younger in Apocalypse than what he was in Origins?
Well, X-Men Origins doesn't count. It never existed. That's why Days of Future Past was.
I will not let that... No. Yes, it's a terrible film, yes. Try to ignore it, but still. They still could have had Scott. But Lucas did still do a good job as Alex, and he actually did perfectly portray what Alex is. Alex is a jerk in the comics. I mean, there's definitely some tension between him and Scott because of that. But at the same time, you also see that there is a good guy there.
Yeah, he does grow to respect the beast. Yeah,
he does grow to respect him.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think it also helped. That also helped in him learning how to harness his power.
Yeah.
Though, could they have... Why did they have to do the heat vision? Why did they have to do the heat blast? It's kinetic blast. Just like his brother. Stop making it heat. It's kinetic. They're punch beams.
Of course, let's talk about the other...
Oh, the other one that got to learn his powers and actually was beneficial?
Yeah.
Yes, Cassidy, a.k.a. Banshee, played by Caleb Landry Jones.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yep. He first started off trying to hit on a girl unsuccessfully.
Yeah. He awkward just like Hank.
Yeah, of course. In the comics, he's with Mora.
He was also Scottish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What is with them and not letting Scottish people be Scottish? They just can't let that happen, huh?
Yep.
You can only have only two British guys?
Yeah. Of course, he also...
Well, one British and one German guy.
Yeah. Of course, he also makes fun of Hank a little bit, at least when they were together in the original in the room.
Yeah.
From the government, yeah.
Though he wasn't as malicious as Alex was.
Yeah. Of course, he learns how to scream after Magneto pushes him a couple times. Literally pushes him off. That by the climax, he's like, "You back you back up."
Yeah, that's... They have to learn how to properly harness... He has to learn how to properly utilize his ability, and learns... Well, they also kind of learn a unique way for him to utilize it.
He becomes sonar.
Yeah, and at the same time is able... They gave him, a special... For his X-Men suit, they gave him the glider wings, so he's able to propel himself with his scream.
Yeah.
Which, fantastic.
But
very well done.
Let's talk about the X-Men that weren't really last that long.
The one that did the way too quick of a heel turn, or the one that I know I'm going to go on a rant about?
We'll go on the heel turn.
Okay. Angel Salvador, played by Zoe Kravitz.
Yep.
Oh, welcome back, Zoe.
Yep. Oh, now
I have a feeling we're going to talk more about you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is her first entry into the realm of comic books.
Yeah. She starts out as a stripper.
Yeah. I'm actually a little surprised that she wasn't utilized as one of the girls for the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do?
Yeah, well, she did join already rather quickly too.
But I mean the sexy party side of it.
Yeah.
The 1960s, Hugh Hefner sexy party side of the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
But hey, she can fly.
Yeah. She gets very little development.
Yeah, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. Her thing is she doesn't get made fun of because of her powers.
Which, I mean, you're able to hide them kind of well.
Yeah.
They just look like tattoos on your back. They don't really become prominent until you start using your powers and you start flying.
Then she gets easily seduced by Sebastian Shaw. And she was hardly even a member of the X-Men. Of the proto first class X-Men.
Thank God she got to be Catwoman, because they did a major disservice to her.
Yep. After she joined, she has hardly any lines after that.
Oh yeah, and a little bit of an action scene, and then later on, casualty to help create Sentinels. Mm-hmm. Why'd you all have to do Zoe this dirty?
Yeah.
Remember who her parents are, dang it.
Yeah.
Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz, and you're going to do a disservice to this girl? She's a fantastic actress.
Now you can rant about the one.
Oh, I'm about to get in. Thank God this man is about to be Mr. Terrific and Superman. Yep, Armando Munoz, a.k.a. Darwin, played by Edie Galegi?
Yeah.
Darwin's whole power is survival. His whole mutant power is to ensure he survives. So, in water, get gills. Maybe you're entrapped in a cave. Maybe gain abilities like a mole. Maybe gain the ability of light. Thunderstorm, being able to, collect and harness the electricity. Anything that happens, he is supposed to evolve and survive. Mm-hmm. His whole power is essentially to not die. Survival. I mean, there have been instances where, oh no, major threat like Apocalypse or the Hulk, his power would teleport him away to the safest area that he can be at. You are near Sebastian Shaw, who is about to destroy you with kinetic energy turned into a blast. Well, explosive energy.
Yeah.
And you don't have him utilize his powers to make sure he doesn't die. His whole power is to survive, and you kill the one guy who is not supposed to die. Who on this team effed up? Who on this writing team effed up? I want to know.
Yeah.
Somebody messed up big time with this character.
They could have just picked another mutant to kill off.
Yeah. You know, you essentially disrespected Darwin. You made his powers seem much lesser than what they actually are, and you made his whole presence in the film redundant.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God this man gets a second chance at being Mr. Terrific, a fantastic hero.
Yeah.
Because they did such a disservice to him.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, if all the other parts of this film weren't so good.
Yeah.
I mean, your thoughts?
Yeah, I do agree. They should have picked another character to be the sacrificial lamb instead of the one mutant that can adapt to anything.
Which is his whole thing. His whole thing. Did you all not actually look into the comics? I thought they had a freaking, character Bible that they look at. Lord have mercy.
Let's get to the Hellfire Club now.
Okay.
We already talked about sort of one of them already.
But let's get into her a bit more proper.
Yeah.
Emma Frost, played by January Jones.
Yep, she was great in this.
Yes. Fantastic. And perfectly played the character.
Yep.
Because, one, Emma is that strong.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for actually giving her telekinetic abilities along with the diamond form. Thank you. Thank you for actually doing a character power right, despite the other one that you did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that, she played the woman that would utilize her attractiveness, her sexiness, to benefit herself or the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
She's a master manipulator just like Sebastian Shaw. And Eric later on.
Yeah. Of course, she gets captured by Eric and Xavier.
Yeah, they were able to outsmart her.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But at the end, Eric recruits her.
Yeah, because he's like, she good. I could benefit. This could benefit the cause.
And she's like the only. Well,
so join me in my crew while I levitate with my ridiculously very bright colored suit.
yeah, of course. She's really the only next to Shaw who had a lot of lines compared to the other two who are just muscle.
Yeah, and don't really say.
No.
I don't even think Fleming actually had any lines.
No.
God.
Maybe he will in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, I did like Emma Frost, and the next film I'm gonna go in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
Yeah.
Because you have such a great character. I understand you could only utilize so many characters, but you do her like that.
Mm-hmm.
But since I brought him up, Azazel, played by Jason Fleming.
Yeah.
Despite the fact this man doesn't say anything, this man is awesome.
Yep.
And he continues what Alan Cumming did as Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Seeing as though Azazel is his dad, I don't care what the retcon says about X-Men. That is not how Mystique's powers work. She is not Nightcrawler's dad. She's his mom. Azazel's his daddy. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't care. I don't care how they try to explain it anyway or what have you. That's not how it works. She's still a woman. She is not able to make the male anatomy, despite her despite her ability. There are some things a part of the male anatomy she is not able to create.
But Azazel did a lot of great killing of the FBI agents.
Yes, good lord.
Dropping them down.
Or just shit.
Yeah. And his fight between Beast and Havoc was awesome too.
Yes.
Yeah.
They despite the fact,
if we go, you go.
yeah. Which, despite the fact he didn't really get to say anything or say anything of major importance, oh yeah, they did Azazel right.
Yeah.
And thank you for utilizing another member of the Hellfire Club that is actually important and dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, Shaw and Emma aren't the only, ones to be concerned about. Azazel is as well.
And the last one. Don't forget Riptide.
Yeah.
Who also doesn't really say anything except for his...
Janos Quested, a.k.a. Riptide, played by Alex Gonzalez.
Yeah.
He's not an actual member of the Hellfire Club in the comics. No. I mean, there were other characters from the Hellfire Club you could have used.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did do some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
beat up a general, somewhat.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, his powers were very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of sucks that in the final climax, he didn't get really the opportunity to flex like everyone else.
He was just there.
Yeah, and got defeated rather easily.
Yeah.
He still lived, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he joined Magneto's side.
Yeah. They could have done more for Riptide, or could have utilized a different member of the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, but...
He really did feel like the fourth wheel.
Yeah. But let's get into the good.
Well, like we already said, plot fantastic.
Yeah, the best X-Men origin when it came to Magneto.
Yes.
Better than what the original X-Men Origins Magneto could have been.
Yeah. Though I would have loved to have seen that a whole film of him just taking people down.
Yeah.
That would have been fantastic, but what you gonna do?
Of course, the acting we
already praised James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender enough, but also Jennifer Lawrence did fantastic.
Yeah.
Seeing as though she cared this time.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon was fantastic. Yeah. Seriously, I never knew he could play such a good villain.
Yeah, neither did I.
I've mainly only seen him as, the good guy or the guy that you root for, Seeing him actually play a villain and such an evil one at that.
Yeah.
We do not give Kevin Bacon enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicholas Hoult, fantastic.
Yeah, of course, both Nicholas Hoult and Lawrence were fans of the original trilogy. They grew up watching it, so
It's weird.
yeah,
It's weird how things come together like that.
yeah,
Of course, the action.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hellfire Club versus the FBI.
yeah,
Magneto's whole revenge tour.
yeah,
I mean, him essentially going James Bond / John Wick on so many different people that were German soldiers.
the final climax, along with the actual other climax
I mean, dang.
with Magneto stopping the weapons.
He
at
stopped. He stopped all the missiles
Yeah,
in midair. Slowly turns them around. Yeet.
so Xavier and him could have a fight.
Yeah. And then poor Xavier gets capped.
Yeah, in this X-Men continuity.
Which I still don't agree with.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But I mean, Magneto just messing up the Russians, and then the X-Men and the Brotherhood straight up fighting.
Yeah,
And plus his whole interaction with Shaw at the end.
yeah. I agree with you, but you killed my mother. So
Why did I feel like why did I feel what he was feeling felt equal to what Tony Stark felt
yeah,
in Civil War?
yeah, well,
It's like,
I guess
yeah,
Bucky, yeah,
it's like, yeah, Bucky, I know you were under control, but you still killed my mom. You gonna have to pay.
yeah. Well, won't Steven tell him that sooner, so
Yeah. Next year we're doing Cap.
yeah.
Next year we're doing Cap.
Whether or not the fourth movie's good or not, we'll see.
I feel as though we need to,
Yeah,
especially around the fourth.
yeah,
The effects.
yeah.
Well, yeah, a good chunk of the effects were good.
I like the proto costumes.
Well, we were about to get to that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're still on the effects.
Yeah.
I mean,
They didn't look quite as fake as X-Men Origins effects.
oh yeah. Mystique's transformations, still fantastic.
Yeah.
Azazel's teleporting, just as great as Nightcrawler's, if not a bit more, dark and unnerving.
And of course, Emma's Frost's
Her diamond
yeah.
form. Which, her clothes aren't supposed to turn diamond. Only herself is supposed
Yeah.
to. That's the one knock I give to it, but other than that, they did do the diamond form perfect.
Of course,
Diamond is unbreakable.
Of course, the yellow and blue. A nice homage to the original comics.
Thank you, Matthew Vaughn. Thank you for actually giving us the classic suits and giving them the respect and dignity that they deserve.
Of course, we could have used the human-like beast wearing the mask for
That would have been cool, though.
before you had the transformation. Yeah,
That would have been cool. That would have been a nice callback, but what you gonna do?
yeah,
10 months.
yeah. Of course, the helmet looked
Which
awesome.
which it was introduced through Sebastian Shaw. He was like, yeah, not gonna let Emma mess with my mind, not gonna let Xavier mess with my mind.
Yeah, of course, that'll lead to some continuity problems with the first X-Men movie with Xavier not knowing why he can't get into Magneto's mind. Either
Bro,
that,
you were there when Magneto was wearing the helmet.
either that or the drugs he took so much made him forget.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. Of course, the cameos.
Yes, the cameos.
Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt as CIA agent or man in black. They don't even give him an actual name. Yet he actually got, decent billing among the principal cast.
And he actually is one of the few mutant-loving CIA agents.
Yeah, he was actually down for the cause. He was there to help.
Until the Hellfire killed him.
Yeah, Zazel dropped him, made him into a ground pizza.
Yeah, which sucked because I really liked this character.
Yeah, would be nice if they gave him a name.
Yep, and it seemed like Xavier and them didn't really care after he died.
I know, right?
No, even no mention. I know we all feel sorry about the Darwin part, but still.
I know, right? Dude was on your side, and you just don't care. Bruh. He was there to back you up when other members of the CIA and the government were like, I don't think we want to help you.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Glenn Morshower as Colonel Hendry.
Yep, who was working with the Hellfire Club briefly.
Before he got done in.
Yeah.
You played yourself, man.
Yeah.
Matt Craven as CIA Director McCone.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys that wasn't necessarily on board initially.
Yeah.
But not as bad as Don Creech as William Stryker Sr.
Where all the prejudice comes by.
Yeah. Essentially proof that no matter what Xavier was able to do, Jason was not going to be saved. The evil ran in the genes.
Yep.
Look at his grandpa. Look at his dad.
Yep.
Jason was inevitably going to be evil.
Yep. He was willing to have the Russians and the United States kill Moira Taggart and the rest of the mutants.
Yeah.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, he was just like, nuke them.
Yeah.
It's just nuke them.
Yeah.
We don't care. Just nuke them.
Yeah.
Make them the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Jerk. I swear. Who is worse, him or his son?
That's a complicated one.
Yeah, because both are just really, really messed up individuals. I don't know. Maybe his son ekes him out just a little bit more, just based off of some of the things we know that he would do on later.
Yeah. Of course. Michael Ironside.
Yes, as a military general. Nice to see Michael Ironside.
Yep, we get to talk about him more next year in Smallville.
And I think in so many other things in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe
the next Karate Kid, because he's the bad guy in the next Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I would also like to talk about Total Recall.
Yeah.
I would like to discuss what he does before he loses his arms.
Or Superman, animated series / Justice League.
Yes. Seriously, this man is a journeyman.
Yeah. And
this man's an actor's actor.
And he's also voiced a villain in the X-Men also. So he's been in the X-Men universe.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
We love Michael We love Michael Ironside. Yep. Just like Ed Asner, may he rest in peace.
Yep. Of course, Ray Wise.
Yep, as a CIA board member.
Who also agreed to bomb the mutants.
Yeah, just nuke them. Nuke them. I agree with you, Stryker. Nuke them.
Yep.
James Remar as another military general.
Yeah.
And very nice to see her.
For a brief second.
Yeah, kind of sucks we don't get to see her again in any future films.
Yeah.
Rebecca Romijn.
Yeah.
As she essentially appears as a Mystique transformation. Jennifer Lawrence grows up to be Rebecca Romijn.
Well, B said her Gen X means she pretty much can age slowly.
But then why did she become Rebecca Romijn?
Well, slow. She still ages, but not quite as fast. So she's still Rebecca. So she becomes Rebecca Romaine, while everyone else, like Xavier and Magneto, get really, really old.
So she just ages gracefully from Jennifer Lawrence to Rebecca Romaine, while unfortunately James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender age to Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see her for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And of course, the other major cameo. Hugh Jackman as Logan.
Yep. He was basically the Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stan Lee wasn't able to make it to the set because it was in Australia.
And he was busy throwing Marvel stuff.
Yeah, because they were closer. They were in the U.S.
Yeah.
He was able to travel.
He gets to say the only F-bomb in the movie.
Yeah.
Which also bombed Rebecca Romaine, who was also on set. She's like, oh, I wish I was the one who got to say it.
But she only showed up for like a few seconds. And what were you going to say? Oh, God, things would have turned rated R very quickly, wouldn't they?
Yep. Of course, this is him pre-adamantium claws.
Yes. So he's still James Howlett, technically.
Yep. Of course, X-Men Origins Wolverine doesn't exist in this one continuity.
So is he still James?
Yeah.
Oh. True. But it was nice to see him for a few seconds.
Of course, the score by Henry Jackman was awesome.
Yes.
I like the First Class score and the X-Training score. Even the Sublift score that he did.
I mean, yes, definitely the soundtrack was fantastic.
Yep. We already discussed the bad.
Yeah. The botching of Darwin.
Yeah.
Too quick of a heel turn.
Yeah.
Charles's paralysis does not add up.
Yeah.
X-Men The Last Stand, we see Patrick Stewart walking.
Well, Days of Future Past kind of tells what he did.
He was still able to use his telekinesis.
He was doing a sitting down.
He was still able to use his telepathic abilities in Last Stand while walking.
But he was sitting down.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played. What, he only gave him a little bit of a dose?
Yeah.
So he could at least still utilize the powers, but can still walk?
Yeah.
Well played. You do make a compelling point, but still.
Yeah. Oh.
It still doesn't make any... Well, I don't care if it's not continuity. We still saw this man walking in Origins using his telepathic ability.
Yeah. But when you get to the scores, or...
And also, you had them both there. You had Azazel and Mystique right there. Why couldn't they be Nightcrawler's parents? Why? That's all I want. Screw the retcon that the comics are doing. I hope all of you lose your jobs, and I hope they unretcon your retcon. Because oh yeah, Feige knows what you all have been doing, and he's gonna fix stuff.
All right, let's get to the scores.
Okay, you go first.
I give this an 8 out of 10. This was a great origin movie, better than X-Men Origins Wolverine, by far. I liked everything about it, except for a few parts. I liked everything about it. And you?
I give it, despite what they did with Darwin, I give it an 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a step above the first X-Men, but it's not where X2 is.
Yeah.
I feel it is nicely in the middle of that. Fantastic film, may have one or two flaws, but they don't completely mess up the film.
Yep. But if you have your own opinion, go find us on Facebook, The Roll Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Instagram, Reddit, and TikTok.
Yeah. And then make sure to find out our YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It would really help.
Yes, as we are one subscriber away from being halfway there.
Yeah.
Yes, we're about to hit 250. And then we're on the road to 500. Then we can finally start get monetization. We'll update everything. And we'll also create a Patreon where you all can give us a few extra dollars, which we will put directly into our production. And as well, you'll have the opportunity to have some viewer request reviews and also some exclusive videos just for Patreon.
Of course. Before we go, we're still going in the production order, so we're going to be doing the Wolverine.
Yep. Which was actually, it was a decent film.
Yeah.
It was a decent film. Doesn't get enough respect.
Yeah.
And then
We get to the best X-Men movie.
yes, X-Men Days of Future Past.
The road cut we're playing.
Yes.
But want to roll us out?
Well, sure. Well, thank you for watching. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the post notification bell so you're updated with all our videos. Well, cut, print, that's a wrap.